Hey, this Christmas is shaping up to be a very unusual one, right? I mean, it appears that some governors and mayors are vying to be the Grinch who stole Christmas by telling families to stay away from each other and just stay locked down for the entire holiday. Now, of course, we should all be careful and take precautions, but of all the things that governors, mayors, and health officials don't have the power to do is cancel Christmas. Yeah. You know, they can't do it. Herod tried that 2,000 years ago, and it did not end well. As Dr. Phil might have said to Herod, "How's that working out for you?" Yeah, the first Christmas was proof that God could break through the most powerful resistance on earth, and just like water finding a place to get through, His love found its way to earth in the uncanniest of ways. You know, Forrest Gump once said of a major hurricane, "God showed up." Well, God's been showing up since creation. But the reason we celebrate Christmas is because it marks the time when He showed up in person, but in the most unlikely way. Not in unlimited power and glory, but as a newborn baby delivered to a young teenage unmarried couple who were engaged, but who had not yet married and even consummated their as of yet untaken vows. Born miraculously to a young virgin, the Christ child was born in a little cave where animals sheltered. With no crib available, the baby was wrapped tightly in some cloths, as was the custom of the day, but then placed in the trough where the animals ate their hay. Now, when we sing that Christmas carol, "Away in a Manger," we tend to sing it so wistfully and romantically. We've actually glorified the term manger as if it's a very holy place. Folks, it was a trough. It's the place where the animals would come in the shelter of the cave and eat. God showed up on a dinner plate intended for sheep, goats, and cattle. Why? Because God wanted the poorest and most helpless person on earth to know that their circumstances were never so low that it would be beneath God to come to them. And you know something? God is still showing up. He shows up for the homeless person who sleeps in a cardboard box. He shows up for the junkie whose veins have collapsed from the abuse of drugs, or for the emaciated meth addict whose teeth have rotted away into little stubs. He shows up for the lonely single mom who will struggle to buy one simple toy for her child, just as He will for the abused wife who will try to hide her bruises and cuts inflicted on her by some monster of a man. He'll show up for the lonely child whose mother abandoned him to find what she thought would be love with some stranger who was as desperate as she is. And He'll show up for the elderly person shut up in a nursing home whose family isn't even allowed to visit because of COVID. And He'll show up for the middle-aged man who feels like a total failure and considers suicide because none of his teenage dreams came true. Government officials can do a lot, and they sure may think they can cancel Christmas, but it would be easier for them to cancel tomorrow's sunrise than to think they can keep God from showing up in your life. So don't worry. Christmas isn't being canceled, because if God can show up in a filthy, nasty feeding dish for animals, He can surely show up for you. And no power on earth can cancel His presence in your life. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, then subscribe, and hit the notification bell below. Now, if you didn't like it, you ought to find a Ben Shapiro video to detox you with more facts.